I got comics even down below on the floor. I got comics everywhere. So I need to film this video so I can file these comics away and get them in a plastic prison. Well, this will be the smallest stack I've ever shown. And they will all be Daredevils. So spoiler there. This is Daredevil number 2. So Daredevil number 2, my copy came back in a 4.0, which, you know, it's not a high grade. That's not the point. But I did get the fancy new Daredevil logo. But it's just great. I mean, it's just, you know, it's the second Electro Daredevil still in his yellow costume. Obviously the second appearance of Daredevil. And don't sleep on second appearances. They're pretty great. It's just a great comic. The second issue of Daredevil. Here's number 3, Daredevil number 3. This is the first appearance of the Owl, the Overlord of Crime, which was Daredevil's arch nemesis. The Kingpin was not a Daredevil arch villain, was not a part of Daredevil's Rogues Gallery. Kingpin was introduced in Amazing Spider-Man number 50, and Kingpin was a Spidey guy. But later on in the 100s is when the Daredevil and Kingpin rivalry was deepened and came to be known. And obviously now Kingpin and Daredevil, they are arch nemesis, and that kind of stuck. I will say, as a quick aside, I've completely soured on grading comics. You know, these have been about 18 months to come back, and it wasn't the weight that soured me. I still, again, I wasn't looking to try to get a high grade to flip. It was a preservation thing, and this is history to me. This is important. This is art. I love this. I want these to be around forever. And CGC, lately, their mission is not to preserve comics anymore. It's to create collectibles. And what I mean by that is you'll see all the signings that they'll have lately, and they'll do pre-screens, so you can be guaranteed a 9.8, and you send in all your copies for the artist to sign. You don't have that experience. You're not there, but it's witnessed by CGC, and they, again, have already guaranteed you a 9.8 if you pre-screen, and then they send that back to you, and then you have a stack of all these authenticated, signed collectibles, right? That with the purpose to flip them and turn a profit. And that's just not me. That's just not my scene. That's creating a collectible. And it's a business decision. For me, this is not a business decision. This is, I love these old books. But I'll get off my high horse and just show you some more comics. This is the first Purple Man. This is Daredevil number 4. Again, still in his yellow costume with Karen on the cover. And the Purple Man up there, who is very purple. And a 5.0. So it's fine. It's mid, right? This is Daredevil number 7 in a blue label, 4.5. This is Daredevil Battles the Submariner. If you'll notice, he is now in his red costume. So it's kind of a big deal, folks. That was a shift fairly early. I should say it was, you know, Stan Lee. These are the brilliant Stan Lee, full of action. It's kind of trendy to harp on Stan and say that he didn't deserve. He did deserve it. He was a showman, yes, but he was also. We owe him, us nerds owe him a tremendous gratitude for what he created in his lifetime. Here is Daredevil number 8. That is fantastic. That is the first Stilt Man. And again, Stan Lee knew how to entertain kids. It was just fun. I mean, like a villain as goofy as the Stilt Man, right? That was a Stan Lee, what he was great at. and he would just make it exciting and energetic for kids. So these next will be what's called a purple label, which means restored. Obviously, I didn't realize that when I sent it off. Restoration includes a small amount of color touch on cover. I have looked with a black light. I do not see the color touch, but CGC assures me it's there, and they put a slight C1 restored grade label on that. But it did come back a 5.5, which is nice. And the last one, back to the beginning, this is another purple label. Restoration includes a small amount of color touch on cover, which again, I could not find, but CG assures me it's there, but that's fine. It doesn't matter because I own a Daredevil #1, and that is amazing, and I love it. Well, that is very short and sweet. It's just what, half a dozen Daredevil comics slabbed in their plastic prison. But the great thing about it is they're protected, and they've been around 50 years. I hope they're around 50 more plus, because it's a piece of history. Stan Lee, the great Wally Wood on art. You got to see some great character introductions. Purple Man, the Owl, Stilt Man, a goofy character. Of course, Daredevil's first, second, third, fourth, appearance, and then he started appearing in other titles as well. 1964. So, what a time! All right, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks, nerds. Bye.